all week. So that's cool to get this shit back up and running, get the dust up off of this podcast, man. Nonetheless, it's Tuesday. It's gonna be 9 o'clock in about 5, 6 minutes or so. Prosperity TV is indeed back out the way, man. This side of the line, after several months of being gone, is back on. Um, I had some media stumble across my desk, and I just thought it was, good opportunity type shit to speak on some shit, because it just so happens what they got going on aligns with a documentary that I'm working on Prosperity TV. So as you see, 38 Spesh in the title, Jada in the title. They having a rap back and forth. It's not anything personal. It's not anything personal. Um, I'm gonna go back to the beginning before we get into the details of how what they got going on translate to what I'm doing. I'm guessing that there's a record out there that 38 Spesh wanted Jadakiss to get on, and I guess I don't know if Jada just straight ignored them or if he just respectfully declined. I'm not 100% sure what details are on that. But what I do know is that 38 did not get the verse for whatever reason. I'm not sure how long ago this was, type shit. I have no clue how long ago this was. Now, I cannot remember who 38 Spesh told. He told one of these platforms that he believes he didn't get the verse because he out rapped Jadakiss on what was that, Sunday School? Yeah, Sunday School with Benny. Cause if y'all know Benny's the Butcher's catalog, that first the Plugs I Met joint, the very first one is infamous for having some like extremely ill features on there. And Jada, Pusha T, 38 Spesh, Black Thought, and what's my man? RJ Payne. Yeah. They all had crazy verses on different parts of that mixtape. So Sunday School's got Spesh and Jadakiss on it. I don't know whose verse I like better on that song, but 38 Spesh believes that he did not get that verse because he out rapped Jada on that song. Now one could argue, like, is it smart for the nigga to say that on that platform about a legend? That's really up to that's in the eyes of the beholder. It's got pros and cons. Jada kinda he throws a jab in the interview, and then he throws another very light jab in um the song that I just played about 10 minutes ago. And I'm gonna get into that. I'm about to get into why he's doing this because I don't really. You normally do not see Jadakiss behave this way, and I'm gonna get into that. Okay. Well, at one point, we did get a quote from Jadakiss that said, "Send the verse." But I don't know what happened between that point in which he gave a quote. Must have been on the Joe and Jada podcast where he says send the verse. They got a picture of him in the quote and it says send the verse. It says 238 Spesh. But then I see him with the backpack premiering this record, and I'm like, yeah, it's a good sounding song, but I'm like, oh, if they're saying this is supposed to be a new Jadakiss song, like, dare I say, is this supposed to be a diss record? Because he looks a little more hype about this one than some of the others. And he just said he really wasn't in a place to dropping no music, doing no music just yet. Slow and behold, yeah. He says the magic line. Is this about a verse or about a career? So let me tell you two things that stand out to me immediately. First of all, it's a jab. So two jabs. I watched Jadakiss beef with 50 Cent. I went back later on, I missed it, and I went back and watched him beef with Beans. He don't do jabs. He throw hooks, he throws uppercuts, he throw haymakers. He don't throw jab. We got two jabs, not one. Not one, but two. And but that definitely means he respects his opponent. He understands what the hell's going on here. Cause I listen to 38, 38 ain't no slouch. The only thing that don't go in 38 favor is that his style is almost such an acquired taste. His marketing ceiling is a little low. Unless he can just catch a lightning in a bottle to where like the whole world wants to do the 38 special. I don't know what would have to happen for that to take place, right? So boom. Um, when he says that particular line, that's really in this scenario, it's almost like he's clarifying that he got out rapped, even though I know he said he did not. He said he said Spesh had a dope verse, but he felt like he had he said his verse is even better than Benny's, right? And that's the thing. I think Jada's confident that he genuinely feels like he's the better rapper because he had a better career. But okay, one could argue he did not have a better career though. I mean, he was in a group with the Locks. Like, if you really take the Locks out of the Jadakiss equation, man, Jadakiss is like production wise, as far as like what he produced. I don't mean like his actual records, but as far as his production, like what he brought to the table, he would be New York City Little Scrappy. He would be New York City something like in the ballpark of that, like a guy who dropped 4 or 5 good albums and they did good numbers, but he never really got no plaques because he didn't get no plaques for real. Um, you know, he didn't have no real hits. He has no plaques for real. So he got lots of features, and he's an amazing like the whole Jada don't have a bad verse discourse. I like it because it's pretty accurate for the most part. Um, so in this case, right, he don't had nothing else to hang his hat on outright other than that. And with all of these dudes, this is what they resort to. Um, Cause it's funny, he on a podcast with Fat Joe. I got a whole other separate issue with Fat Joe and the niggas that handle the business over there, Terror Squad and shit. I can't even come to the camera with that shit. But like that's what I mean. It's really the streets versus the industry. These niggas they not on timing like that because they know that like yeah they are their way out of the bottom to a point where you cannot rap unless you was gonna be a boss. So you had to be a boss in order to rap. So you come in spending money. You come in orchestrating, putting plays, using resources that come out of that's out of your shit. That's no big homies. You are the big homie because you was forced to. If you really come from a place where niggas are not, it's no favors to be given, that's how it's gonna be. And if you are indeed a put up rapper, then that means it's a lot of niggas getting to it and they giving back to the hood where you at. If you a rapper that's put up, but you getting to it, you ain't having to be a boss in order to rap. So like these industry niggas, they know that they would not be where they're at right now as far as opportunity, visibility, profile wise. They wouldn't have the shit that they have. Shit, some could argue these niggas would have made more money had they not went, with the majors. But ultimately, that's what it is. It's us versus them. And I really wish it wasn't that way because we should be working with one another like we used to. We should be like tapped in, um, merging markets. That's really what we should be on. We should be on some merging markets type shit. Bring all the DSP lovers and the little niggas, bring them to the world of mixtapes and freestyles and shit like that, and street music. And what all how all this shit gets started, like merge the markets, because that's where rap is at its most fun. When you clock in the schedule for albums and tapes, and you clock in the schedule for smaller artists and major artists at the same time, that's when it's just the most fun. The shit ain't really hitting like how it's supposed to hit because we're not doing it right. And this is kind of a result of that. We shouldn't be watching this bullshit unfold. Folks who are not invested in the betterment of the streets of this culture should not be getting money off of these niggas going back and forth. They should be making, if there's enough respect between the two of these niggas to do all of this shit, there's enough acknowledgement to do all this shit. We need records. Fuck all of that. We need records. That's what the streets need. The streets need 38 Spesh and Jada on a track. They need tape, whatever. Yeah, feed them, feed the street. Because we can do streets versus the industry, but all the niggas that's really from the turf need to come to the other side and bring as many as you can with you so we can have our culture back. Get a shit back popping. It's just not popping right now. They making it seem like it's popping. We know it's not popping. So that's the documentary I'm working on, bro. This is Streets versus the Industry. That's literally what it's called. I'm gonna break it up into parts and shit like that. But that's pretty much what it is, man. Like even here in the DMV, bro, like it's a situation. Like, bro, I've been listening to Guru all morning, and the embedment of like being like I did not listen to none of his music when he was living because I don't really his kind of rapper. I ain't really I ain't fool with. But he is a legend from this town, so I should have just played the fucking music off GP. I should have just did it. He's from Forestville, man. He's from 14 minutes up the road. I should have just played the shit. He gone now, you know. Him and Cutie Fool, if ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? They should have figured out a way to squash this shit, even on some street shit. Where the gangsters at? We squash deadly beefs all the time. Cutie nigga, the streets needed a Cutie Fool and Guru tape when they was in their prime. As far as like energy, it needed that. Said save lives. Niggas not hearing me. Streets versus the industry, homes. Like the streets was whooping the industry ass when I was a kid. Now I'm so blessed to be a part of that era. You know what I'm saying? Whipping their ass. Even in the late 2010s, bruh. Watching guys like Will the Rapper go do songs with Gucci Man, Q the Fool go do songs with Gucci Man, bro. Chief Keef do songs with Fat Trill. You see what I'm saying? You go watch Shaq Lizzy go to Atlanta and go to get tracks from out there. Nigga, him and Rollo and Shaq Lizzy got a whole mixtape that's been in the vault for 12 years now. I bullshit you not. It's a lot of shit popping out here. This shit save lives, bro. When niggas use their God given talent for good things, beautiful things happen. Lives get saved. You know, Shabazz and Q. It's rumored they dropping some shit. I with the streets desperately need that. They save lives when they drop the goddamn Pack Boys. I mean, yeah, yeah. Mafia ties, man. Baby Yock, Big Flock. You know what I'm saying? Little dude saved lives. Shit was different. We done had so much in so many different cities too though. But I can definitely speak for here. We've had so much ripped from us that we got to start really looking at this shit like niggas who not trying to turn this shit up, bring more attention, more opportunity, and more money to this shit. You gotta start saying fuck them. Cause if 38 Spesh is trying to do a song with Jadakiss again, he trying to merge markets. Cause Jadakiss feed the street at the right price. We see that. We see he work with street artists all the time. So it's definitely intentional why he ain't get a negative verse. And for all I know, they may just be marketing the song right now. And the song will come out later, which will be you. But nonetheless, I'm right either which way how I go, I'm right because that's what we need right now. You know, the streets need collaboration. The streets need to see niggas get together and be dope. Give something to live for, bro. Like shit's ass. That's why we got niggas crashing out. They don't give a fuck about trying hard no more. Ain't nothing to get them up going. Shit is terrible. Shit is terrible. You know. Yeah, collaboration does need to be the name of the game for the foreseeable future. Drop that music. The music is what saves the people. You don't know what somebody got. This nigga, this is TMV, bro. You don't know what somebody got to go through to get through their day. Don't be so subconscious about what you gotta say, bro. Say what you gotta say. Pop your shit. You don't know who need to hear that. Believe it or not. I was just listening to that Yams, nigga. Gonna you gonna be like, oh, that's evil. That's why he not here. No, it's not. God rest his soul. No, it's not. You don't know what somebody got, you don't know the half of what somebody got to go through to get to their day, man. Somebody needed to hear that. Remember that, man.